Chapter 1. Reproduction in Plants. All of us have seen seeds by either eating some fruits or sowing them in our garden to grow fruits, vegetables and flowers. Most seeds can grow into new plants. But why do we grow plants? Plants provide us many important things. If we do not grow plants, we will be deprived of those things. For example, we get food mainly from plants, oxygen for breathing, medicines, wood, many clothing fibers and various other things. The process by which plants produce more of their own kinds is known as reproduction. They reproduce not only with the help of seeds, but also with parts like leaves, stems, roots, etc. The different ways by which a plant reproduces are referred to as modes of reproduction. Reproduction from seeds. Most of the plants grow from seeds. When we eat fruits, we see seeds in them. Some of the seeds are eaten by us, while some are thrown away. The seeds that we throw away grow into new plants, but not all the seeds grow into plants. Some of the seeds are destroyed by wind and rain. Some get crushed by us. Some do not get the right temperature and nutrients to grow. Some are eaten by birds and animals. The seed which survives grows into a seedling, which later produces the new plant. This process of growing a seedling from a seed is known as germination. A seed, when closely observed, has a specific structure. All the seeds produced by the plant contain a baby plant inside them. The outer covering of the seed is known as the seed coat, which protects the baby plant from external dangers and being drying up. A scar is present on the seed coat, which is the point of attachment of seed to the fruit. There remains a tiny hole on top of the scar, which absorbs water for the baby plant inside to make it soft and swollen. Inside the seed coat are present the cotyledons or seed leaves, which store food for the baby plant. Then there lies the embryo or baby plant, which grows into a seedling. Parts of a seed: baby shoot, baby root, seed coat, cotyledons. The seeds which have two cotyledons, like peas, beans and grams, are called dicot seeds. On the other hand, the seeds with one cotyledon are known as monocot seeds. For example, oat, maize and rice. Activity 1. To observe the structure of a seed, take 4 or 5 gram seeds or whole green gram and soak them in water for 2 days. After 2 days, observe the seeds carefully. You will see the seed coat which swells up due to absorption of water. You will also observe the cotyledons and the growing embryo. Keep changing the water for 2-3 days more and notice them. Do you find any change in the size of the embryo? Germination of seed. The seed requires the right conditions for its germination. It needs air, water, warmth, sunlight and soil with adequate nutrients for its growth. The germination of seed is not a process which gets completed in a day or two. The seed goes through various steps before growing into a full plant. Seed, seedling, baby plant, adult plant. When a seed is sown in the soil, it absorbs water and the seed coat swells and breaks. It is very important to keep the seed moist by providing water to the soil because it helps the seed coat to break easily and quickly. The embryo becomes active and absorbs food from the cotyledons and grows to form a baby root or radicle. The embryo grows the root and then gives out a baby shoot or plumule. When the food stored in the cotyledons is used up entirely, the root starts absorbing the food from the soil. Hence, soil is very important for the growth of the plant. It takes air through the pores present in the soil. Sunlight gives warmth to the plant. The shoot will produce leaves and the young plant is called a seedling. The seedling grows into an adult plant and repeats the cycle. Fact file: some seeds need cold temperature for their seed coat to break their inactive state. This is called statification. Activity 2. To study the conditions required for the germination of seeds, take 4 glass jars. Label them as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Take some cotton wool and divide it into 4 parts. Out of 4, moisten 3 parts and put them in 3 jars and place the dry cotton wool in the 4th jar. Put some gram seeds in each of the 4 jars. Place jar 1 at a place where there is plenty of air and sunlight. Place jar 2 near a window, but close the jar tightly. Place jar 3 in the refrigerator. Place jar 4 in the sunlight. Observe the jars for a few days. What do you observe? Write your observation in the table given below after 4 days. Jar number 1. Conditions present: air, water and warmth. Conditions absent: none. Germination present. Jar number 2. Conditions present: water and warmth. Conditions absent: air. Germination absent. Jar number 3. Conditions present: air and water. Conditions absent: warmth. Germination absent. Jar number 4. Conditions present: air and warmth. Conditions absent: water. Germination absent. This experiment shows that air, water and warmth are required for germination of seeds. Seeds get softened due to absorption of water. They take in oxygen from the air for breathing and get warmth for seed cells to become active from the sunlight. All these conditions favor the germination of seed into a baby plant. Dispersal of seed: when many seeds are sown together at one place, not all of them will germinate. It is because they will compete amongst themselves for air, water, sunlight and nutrients present in the soil. Only few of them which will get suitable conditions for their growth will survive and others will die. So nature has made some arrangements such that the seeds of plants get scattered through various agents like wind, animals and water to favor their growth. These agents carry the seeds from the parent plants to other places and scatter them. The process by which the seeds are scattered away from the parent plant is known as the dispersal of seeds. Agents of dispersal. The process of dispersal in nature is carried out by various ways like by wind, water, animals, etc. These are called the agents of dispersal. Size of seeds and many other features decide the agent by which a particular seed will be dispersed. Let us read about some agents of dispersal. Wind. The seeds of plants like cotton, sycamore, dandelion, common milkweeds and heptage have hair around them, and some seeds have wings attached to them. like maple seeds. These seeds are very light, and because of the presence of hair or wings, they are easily carried away by wind. Water. Plants growing in or near water have seeds with spongy or fibrous covering which help them to float in water. Thus, they are carried to far off places by water. For example, lotus, coconut, and mangrove seeds are dispersed by water. Animals. When animals eat fruits, they throw their seeds at different places, and on getting favorable conditions, they germinate there. The seeds of orange, apple, and mango are dispersed in this manner. Birds eat fruits along with their seeds, which remain undigested and come out with their faces, and hence are dispersed at different places. Guavas and berries are examples of this. Some seeds have hooks, spines, or stiff hair, which get stuck to the fur of animals or even to the clothes of human beings and are carried away with them to different places. For example, mango, apple, and cocklebur are dispersed by animals. Fact file. Squirrels bury nuts to eat during winter, and they often forget. These nuts may grow into new plants. Explosion. Fruits of some plants burst open when dry, scattering away their seeds in all directions from the mother plant. This method of dispersal is known as explosion. The examples of dispersal by explosion are peas, soya bean, balsam, and squirting cucumber.